I just think about like if climbing wasn't like the thing I do in life, what would it be? And the true answer is I really have no idea.
Climbing has always come 100% first in my life. It's always come absolutely just before me as a person. You're constantly putting yourself on the back burner because you're trying to do this thing that is so great and requires so much out of you. My entire life I was constantly making decisions, like everything would be for climbing. It was always so important to me to be doing everything 100%. It's always been a lot of like blind working towards something. I never wanted to leave a competition and be like, man, you know what, you didn't work hard enough. But I was never gonna have a reason that I could point to that was my fault why I didn't do well. That was never gonna happen for me. My whole world has always revolved around climbing. As a kid, I always had just like really big hopes and dreams. There'd be a boulder in the gym and I couldn't stop thinking about it. But I love that feeling of being so focused, just having something I'm working towards.
Kind of growing up in the competition circuit, you know, I would see her at competitions and she would just be crushing her competition resume. It's extremely impressive.
I just want to be the best I can be. I want to win them all. I want to climb all the boulders.
Yeah, I remember watching her compete and just being really inspired.
When I first got Instagram, I was a senior in high school and I wasn't necessarily thinking about it too hard.
Sierra was definitely the start of the side of professional climbing that is social media.
That looks nice.
Climbing Instagram has changed a lot over the past 10 or 11 years, and it's changed a lot about climbing. Back then it was spray about things, or that was almost even looked down on. Now it's like, we want to hear about your sins and we want to see like those cool photos of you.
Started to become a parent, being able to have, you know, like a lot of followers on social media could be really good for just letting me do what I wanted to do.
Hi, I'm Sierra.
The best way I saw to do that was just by being myself and sharing what I was doing.
Back when Sierra was first starting out, she was one of the only people that was doing it. Climbing wasn't the only part of being a professional athlete anymore. That was sort of hard for people to wrap their head around.
I didn't know it was necessarily going to get as big as it did.
Sierra Blair Coyle.
On one hand, I feel like I haven't done enough, and on another hand, I feel like I've done so much more than I ever could have imagined.
I think having somebody like Sierra in the industry really was helpful in encouraging more women to join the sport. Growing up, I think I always thought that I had to dress a certain way or be some variation of tomboy in order to feel like I fit into the climbing community. Sierra actually was one of the first examples that I ever had of somebody who was different and unapologetically themselves. Being able to draw and bring in femininity and the things that you care about as a woman into the industry and into the sport of climbing. I think it was a pretty fierce act of rebellion at the time when Sierra was first starting out as a professional climber.
12 years ago, I started answering questions every Tuesday. I think people appreciate it too because, you know, I try and give the best answer I can to everything, and yeah, people just appreciate being able to ask a question and get an answer to it, essentially.
Hi, I'm Sierra Blair Coyle, a professional rock climber, and this is Tumblr Tuesday.
I usually get around 250 questions every Tuesday. I answer them all.
I think I started to notice hate comments probably when I was about 15. I'd competed in a sports bra and shorts, which was basically what every other competitor was wearing. Started to get comments about basically people calling me like a slut and a whore. It's really hard at the time when you kind of feel like everyone hates you and like thinks less of you. Now you go into any climbing gym and it's like, what do you see? Girls wearing like leggings, shorts, sports bras, like stuff that's totally normal, has always been totally normal, and it's just people who have something wrong within them making comments like that. Definitely hate from women as well. I've received it from both genders, I can definitely tell you that. I had worked so hard and it was like, you know, people just totally ignored all of the hard work. I think that was the hardest thing for me to hear because I was just grinding myself to the bone at all hours of the day, all day, no rest. I wouldn't give it up because I wanted to be the best at climbing. And so I think that's why it always really hurt me when people were basically saying I didn't work hard or didn't deserve it. I'm like, you have no idea what I put into this. You know, my experiences get devalued or just, you know, how it was in climbing for me. And it's like ultimately these people don't know what it was like, you know, so no one really has any place in saying anything because it's like, you're not me, you weren't there, you didn't experience it.
There was a misconception that Sierra was just getting these likes, but there was a reason that, you know, core climbers were following her, and it's because she was such a strong competitor.
I was a competition climber for 20 years. I had my third back injury. I just didn't know with competing, like the moves are risky on comp boulders and the falls were uncontrolled.
I never officially made the decision to step away from competition climbing. I didn't really know who I was gonna be without competing all the time.
And I was like, well, I'll see how my back does. I'm gonna start climbing outside and I can cherry pick boulders that are low to the ground, have safe falls. It just kind of spiraled from there. I just got bitten by the bug for outdoor climbing.
Captain Hook, Chris Sharma F8'd it, and sometime after Chris did it, one of the holds broke on it. I repeated it, so I was the first ascent post-break. And it just instilled this psych in me and this confidence, and I was like, oh my God, like, I can climb hard outside. I'm used to like training and just being such a workhorse, and I think that is what's gotten me up every single hard boulders I've ever done, is I will just not quit. I can take a lot of suffering until I do the boulder.
I'm really lucky to have such easy access to an area like Oak Flat. I've always been a really good climber and I've always worked really hard for it. I always wanted to do everything in climbing to prove myself right. It's to, you know, show myself like, you trained hard, so this is why you did well in this competition or sent this boulder. It's like, I'm just doing it because I want to do it. You know, it's never been about anyone but me. Dude, that boulder's so scary.
Good. Nice.
Well,
Good job.
chill as heck.
Chill as heck. There you go.
Okay, the way I was doing it is like
Yeah, we
2
kind of
grades
got
harder.
it.
There are test
my
pieces
God.
that are test pieces for a reason. That's kind of where I found my home at Oak Flat, was doing the boulders no one really wanted to do because they were hard. The averager, it just seemed so impossible that it was something I wanted to try and get on. And that's honestly how all of the hard boulders have been at Oak Flat for me, is it just seemed so impossible that I wanted to try it and do it. Oh. But when you climb outside, the only thing that's going to limit how well you can do is how much time you're willing to put into a boulder. You go from this situation where time is your huge limiting factor to now you are your only limiting factor. It's you. Are you going to get out there? Are you going to keep trying the boulder? Are you going to work it? Are you going to show up? Oh, shoot. The name of the game is, how much do I want this? How much am I willing to work for it and suffer for it and keep going for it until I get it done?
Okay. The Revenger, which is the project, it starts on these two. Goes up to that guy.
Wow.
And then you hit the pocket, dog bone on the other side. You cut your feet, get him up, and then there's like a ticked hold there that you like pop to, and then you go to the Intimidator jug.
Okay, nice. Wow, these are so small.
Yeah, right?
What the heck?
Now that I've gone over that transition where I'm not competing all the time, I'm way happier. I think I was in this limbo for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I'm just like a centimeter under, like just like hair.
Yeah, true. Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm getting so close.
Yes, you are. That was...
You know, I wanted to climb for a long time, and I wanted to keep climbing and push myself as far as I could in climbing. And I think that's expanded in ways I couldn't have imagined.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's like definitely there. It's just like kind of far away.
Yeah. Wasn't committing to that right hand.
Yeah, true.
So it's hard to tell. I don't know. Nice. Nice. Nice.
You know, it's really just opened up this avenue of climbing that I'd never gotten to pursue before, and I feel like I'm learning things about myself every season and the things I can push through and the things I can do. And
yeah, I definitely have that love with outdoor climbing that I had when I was a little kid climbing, where a boulder, it just like sticks in my mind and I'm so excited. Yeah, there's just nothing like finding that psych that you have as a kid again. Go, Tiger!
Best restaurant in the world, Silver King in Superior, Arizona.